Hey, Whiskey Fancies, I'm Chris.
And I'm Kara.
Kara, what do we have today?
Today we have Redemption finished in Cognac casks.
Oh,
it's
cool.
the Ferrand?
From Ferrand. Ferrand.
I'm gonna call it. Can we call it Ferdinand?
I was just gonna say that. I always want to call it Ferdinand.
Let's call it Ferdinand.
I don't think he was a good dude though. Depending on which Ferdinand you're talking about.
There's a lot of them.
There's a lot of stuff.
Okay, so this is MGP bourbon.
I'm cool with that. I like this bottle though.
It's got a lot of bubbles in it.
It kind of reminds me of the High West, like some of the special bottles.
The texture of the glass.
Yeah, like the little bubbles inside.
But it's really squatty.
This is actually pretty hefty.
It is, and it's got this nice little indentation that it's a nice little grippy to pour. It's kind of nice.
It just needs a bigger handle because then you can have a weapon. There's no really grip to try to chuck it at someone.
It's true.
Because some people just need to be chucked at.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So.
Go ahead. Tell us about it.
We haven't. I don't know too much about it, but we haven't tried the Bardstown Ferrand offering. It's around like 130 to like 150 around where we are.
Yeah.
We kind of passed on them, but after we looked into the mash bills, they were like Heaven Hill and Jim Beam. So we're like, that's still pricey. It's probably good, but we felt comfortable. This is about a little bit more than half of that.
Yeah, just a little over half.
Just a little over half of the price.
So
So we felt comfortable. And this supposedly, is the high rye bourbon. So that's usually like the bottom shelf, I guess, would that be in category?
How long?
Because it's young.
Did you say how long it was finished?
It said 12 months.
That
So for
seems
something
decent.
that young, it probably needs as much time as it can get.
Okay, so
right?
we have a young bourbon finished in Cognac for a year.
Yes, but the Ferrand barrels. The same one that Bardstown
I'm not
is.
really familiar with
I'm not either.
Cognac, so maybe it's a popular brand or something? Okay, we should check into that, but in the meantime, I'm going to smell the bourbon.
It smells good.
It smells like a boozy dessert to me.
It smells like a pecan pie.
Yep, I could see that with a bourbon drizzle.
Yeah.
Yeah. It smells like a alcoholic dessert.
Can we make a bourbon drizzle? Do you know how?
I don't, but I think other people do.
The Googles.
Do you know Sarah from It's Bourbon Night? She loves to cook, and she's been She sometimes puts on her blog different recipes, so I'll check there.
Yeah.
This smells really good. I can't wait to jump into it.
It does, but
yes.
I'm coming back to it.
Okay.
And every so often, I get like a little herbalness to it. Yeah?
Yeah. I wonder if that's the rye poking
Well,
through.
yeah. So the high rye, they don't necessarily state their mash bills, but you can always find what's rumored to be their mash bills.
Sure.
So since it's a high rye, it's 60 corn, is it 36 rye?
Yep.
And 4 Is that my math right?
Yep.
So that, what's close in that area?
Anyway.
I'm trying to equate what else would be that, because for something that has just 36 rye, I can smell the herbalness on it, even though it's got more corn.
You want to compare?
That's what I'm like trying to.
No, it's MGP. That's all I know.
MGP,
which now has a new name, which we will not use. It is.
I don't remember.
Ross and something.
When things change your name, I still call it the old names.
Ross and Dullard. That's not the name, but it's really. I think someone said it sounded like a really cheap law firm. I can't remember who said that, but it's kind of on point.
Like one of those injury accident attorneys.
Yeah, but we're gonna kind of keep on calling them MGP just because it's easier to say.
You should take a sip. Oh, it's a punchy little bugger.
Mhm.
What is it? Is it 99 proof?
Mhm.
Yeah, 99 proof. That's a pretty badass number to stop at, I guess. The sweetness I get was on the nose. It does translate a little bit to the palate. There's something.
That's the young corn coming through.
Mm-hmm. But it's not an oiliness or a creaminess, but there's something that's on the palate. I can't.
It tastes like a little bit of an undercooked pastry. Because it's almost yeasty, right?
A little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I think it definitely needed every one of those 12 months.
I think so.
We've never had the high rye, so yeah. It's definitely sweet for a young bourbon because of finishing, but I kind of want to try it, the regular high bourbon, because I think we actually might like this one better.
Yeah, I don't want to buy a bottle.
I don't either. But
it was on my list, but now that we have this, I think I'm good.
Yeah. I think this is just something easy to just drink, and it's not like a special bottle, in my opinion.
I remember liking it more when we first opened it than I do now. The youthfulness is taking over more than it did before.
Yeah.
So it makes me a little bit sad because I'm not a fan of overly corny things.
You're corny
all the time. I know we said cornbread like a couple minutes ago, but it kind of tastes like a raw cornbread. Like you took it out of the oven a little too quickly. And so it's like moist cornbread. It's weird. But it's not. I don't know how to explain it. Go ahead.
No.
It's just a little youthful.
What's on the nose, it doesn't translate to the palate as much. Like on the nose, I'm getting a very specific,
darker.
Yeah, like a pecan pie or some kind of nutty, caramely, rich dessert. And on the palate, I'm getting this sweetness bombardment, but it's not like a dessert sweetness as I'm getting on the nose.
Undercooked bread pudding?
I've never had that. I don't know if I've had bread pudding.
It's bready.
Is that like a Midwestern thing?
Quite possible. But there's like like the nose is really
raisins
fun.
in it.
I think some of them do, but
that's maybe why
I don't know if that's a requirement. Anyway, let's get back to the palate. Like the nose is so much fun. The palate is a little underwhelming, maybe. And which is a shame because I know the first crack when we first opened it, it was very fruity.
Yeah.
More berries. Now the youth is like taking over a little bit.
We just got it to open it up. Now that it opened up, I'm not enjoying it as much, and I would not buy it again.
I wouldn't replace it.
No.
I don't know if it's a good example of Ferrand Cognac. I'm not sure, but
you can't put that.
So
in
I don't think I could.
Quality.
No, we can't. We can't really compare this to Bardstown at all, except that it has a similar word. It has a similar finishing, and that's about all the comparison. Yeah. It is half the price, and it might just be half the enjoyment as well. I'm not really sure.
We don't know.
Like you said, I'm glad I tried it because I've never had any. It is an MGP, so I guess saying I've never had Redemption is kind of irrelevant because I've had loads of MGP, so that's not really that intriguing now that I say it. But I'm glad I tried it. I wouldn't replace it. It's a little youthful, and that's my only complaint.
It has no finish.
It's over really fast, except I do get a little warmth.
Yeah, like I have the sweetness up front, and then that's where the youthful sting, I want to call it, because it's not really the high rye part. It's just
the youthful astringency.
It's like a little buzz.
Yeah, it's a little spiky,
and then it just goes away.
Yeah, I still get a little tingle, but
yeah, I'm actually very disappointed on it. I wouldn't say that this was a $70 bottle at all.
When we first opened it, it was. Now it's not.
But sometimes when you open things, it changes because you know they're there. But yeah, I'm
a little bummed.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna replace it, but
I'm gonna get 12 months. You have that price to factor in, but that's a big jump from the base 24 to 28.
Like $30. Say
at the very max.
Sub 30.
Yeah.
So they doubled it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I think it's a little overpriced.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to say besides it's a cool bottle, but I can't drink the bottle.
No.
Which would be nice because that would maybe help me feel like I got value. The shape's cool.
Yeah.
Have you guys had a lot of products put out by Redemption? And have you had any of their Casks series? Are there any ones better than this Cognac? Give us a comment below. And while you're down there, give us a thumbs up if you like what we're doing. Subscribe to the channel so you can be notified when our next video drops. Well, I don't know about you, but I'm not really fancy in this whiskey.
Look, I still got some left, and I didn't have a big pour.
But
that's sad.
Cheers anyway.
Not fancy, but cheers.